Wow, okay. It's been a while since I've done one of these. You know what? Let's just get right into it. There was a point in time where my biggest question was to go to art school or not to go to art school. Initially, I had started art school in 2018. I didn't finish literally my first semester, which is embarrassing looking back on it now and having now completed my first year. But, it happened. In the time between, I took a break. I made a bunch of friends. I did a bunch of art shows and I made stuff. And I would say, in that time, I did develop a lot of who I am. I faced myself. I faced some of my bad self, some really good parts of myself. I grew a lot. But ultimately, I felt that a lot was missing. I had started a job because I had owed the school some money just so I could go back. And I found myself desperately wanting to go back to school. Not having structure, I felt very lost, confused. I didn't know what to do with myself, really. And it was kind of eating away at me. And I was seeing, all my friends, they were in school. And I just felt like something was off. And I needed to go back. I spent a while working, and then COVID hit. And I really, for art school specifically, I did not want to do online schooling because, when you're painting, you don't really have that much space at home. When you're taking your sculpture classes, all that stuff, I was like, I'd much rather wait for it to be over. And at the time, I thought COVID would be a lot shorter than it was. But end of the day, I ended up going back to school. I completed my first semester. I'm towards the end of my second semester. And I have to say that it's been an incredible experience in that I learned a lot. In the past, I never really cared about art history, being able to reference things, all that stuff. I just didn't care. I was like, what does it matter if I'm just making stuff? Why do I have to know the things that people made before? I just don't care. But I've found myself to be really interested in it. I'll watch a movie and I'm like, oh my God, this is referencing this one artist or this one painting. It just made things far more dynamic, and I've found myself to be challenged in a better way. During crits, my teacher would reference an artist, and I'll research the artist, I'll see the painting in person, and I'll be able to make those connections to my art and people from the past that have already done this, completed their careers. It's been fruitful in that I learned a lot, and now I'm able to more confidently talk about my interests. I'm able to make work with more confidence. I'm able to refer to the past and try to appropriate things and remix things and make them my own. I'm able to think a lot more critically now, after reading so many articles and going through discussions in class and writing essays. It just feels good to, I guess, be active. The time not in school, I felt very, not even physically sluggish, but mentally kind of sluggish. I was very focused on going to parties and stuff, and socially it did help me. I was able to make a lot of cool connections and memories and stuff, and I'm able to now make art about my experiences. But ultimately, I think going to school was a great decision for me. Now, granted, college is very expensive. I'm in a specific situation where I don't spend anything on college, so what it is for me might be different for you. So taking into consideration what amount of money you might owe, taking into consideration what your finances are looking like, blah blah blah, that is going to be a very different experience for you to make your decision as compared to for me. For me, it was kind of a no-brainer because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go into tremendous debt. I'm still going to have to spend money on books and supplies and stuff, but that's just to be expected. So I can't speak from a financial standpoint if that's a big factor in your decision making. But if you're fortunate enough that it's not a decision for you, I say that schooling has definitely helped me a lot in understanding myself. I can't speak so much on career wise because I'm only in my first year. I don't know who I'm gonna meet, the connections I'm gonna make. I don't know if I'm going to even have a career in art in the future. But as of right now, what I'm learning has been very beneficial. I've been able to explore things I wouldn't have thought to explore before. I've enrolled in classes, a lot of science and biology mixed with art. So I'm taking bio art, I'm taking a drawing botanicals class, some very interesting art history classes. I found a lot of classes that really speak to my interests. There's even a toy design class that I'm going to be taking. My first year for foundation we had our classes chosen for us. So that I did learn a lot and I got out the way, but I'm really excited for my second year because I'll be doing whatever I want to do. So yeah, I mean, that has been my experience so far with school, and it's been fruitful so far, and I do hope that it continues to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy to be back in school. And I guess this video is kind of like an advice video, but also like a combination of where I've been at lately and what I've been up to. Because I know I've kind of shifted my focus. I haven't really been on YouTube at all, clearly. And I feel like I say this in every video. YouTube has always been one of my passions. Since I was little, I've made videos. And I always get some of the most encouraging comments on here. So I do really want to keep making videos. I've found myself to be more like invested in TikTok lately just because the algorithm seems to be a lot more... I don't know how to explain it. It's just a better algorithm for me. I've been able to get a bigger audience, I guess. And it's been a lot less work. I found myself to be kind of not as motivated to do like long-term projects. But I've been working on that. And we'll start here. I want to thank you guys for all the nice comments and stuff. Like, I still get them out of nowhere despite not posting in a while. And it really, like, makes my day so much better. I do want to do a response video to all the comments on my designing your own toy video. I feel like that's really important, and I do want to get back to everybody. Even though it's, like, very long overdue, but I'll get to that at some point. But yeah, I mean, I hope somebody found this useful, or even if it was just like a little check-in if you guys were wondering how I was doing. But yeah, thanks for watching.